You're listening to the PZinner Network. For more great podcasts, go to pzinner.com.au.
PZinner and Co. Spoiler alert. I mean, honestly, if you're listening to this podcast, spoilers. It's not the Master, but we do want to talk about it. We've got 15 minutes on the clock. This is Raston Warrior Reviews.
They move like lightning.
Right, new Doctor Who, Wild Blue Yonder, go!
Just Catherine Tate and David Tennant doing their thing.
It's a two-hander. I love it. I love a two-hander. It really gave them like depth to explore their characters.
And we do get a little bit of fake out at the start where we go back to 1666. Was that right?
1666, yes. Isaac Newton, yep, loving that. I forget the actor's name. Love him. He was in It's a Sin. Absolutely gorgeous. Nathaniel something, okay. I think. This is a 15-minute review. I can't look it up.
And Doctor and Donna crash into a tree that he's sitting in.
Yes, which actually contradicts some earlier Doctor Who lore from Sharda, where the Fourth Doctor says that he climbed the tree and dropped apples on his head, and Isaac Newton still didn't get it, so he took him out to dinner and explained it over dinner, which could just be the Doctor bullshitting. Let's face it.
Yep. So we get then the real story where they crash into a...
Oh, we're not going to talk about Mavity? We're not... Everyone else is talking about Mavity. Which I'm really happy that the internet has latched on to Mavity and that we haven't got the grubs coming out of the woodwork talking about the fact that Isaac Newton was played by an actor of colour.
Yeah, I really love, I did see it. One of the first things I saw was can't wait for all the fandom wiki mods to get on to changing every instance of gravity to Mavity on the site.
You mean like that Wikipedia editor who now forever has on her bio that she changed all of Henry Kissinger's is's to was's?
Yeah. I think this is not the end of Mavity. I think this is going to be. I think we're going to get maybe a Newton episode in Ncuti Gatwa's series.
I'd love that, but no, I think it's just Russell T Davies fucking with us as usual. He even posted a Mavity poster on his Instagram.
Yeah, but I just wonder if we're going to get that called back to later, or if for the rest of the show's run, it's just Mavity now. Like it's a hell of a thing to stick to as a gag for forever if we do. I do wonder if we're going to get maybe some episode that's based around the Mandela effect and people having contradicting memories of things. It could be an interesting thing to play with, but that's my call. I think we're going to come back for Newton.
Yeah.
Well, the Doctor has to take him out now because the Doctor admits that he thinks he's hot.
Yeah. Yes, that's what we get. We get the Doctor admitting the attractiveness of another male, which is and also
that wonderful... this when the Sim episodes were on?
I don't know. Donna and Will forgetting "I love you" at the drop of a hat. He's like casually walking around saying, "Oh yeah, he's hot." It's like, where was all of this earlier?
Yeah, which is great because we've already got a few episodes with him, so we can't explore that. So inconsequentially, he can say all these things, and then we can move on to a new Doctor who hopefully will also be his own version of emotionally available.
I don't know. I'm sick of companion romance. I want it.
I don't want companion romance. No. I'm happy for him to hit on the historical figures.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. No. So we go onto a spaceship. No TARDIS. No Sonic. Russell T Davies is just going to prove that he doesn't need those two things. He can get through an entire episode without either of them. Yep. And just write some sci-fi horror.
Yep. It is an entire episode set in a corridor.
Yes.
So it's Doctor Who. This is the 60th anniversary. This is Doctor Who boiled down to what it is. It is a corridor.
Yes. Yeah, I did love the robot that's slowly moving, all the hints that you start getting at. What is going on here?
Fucking Chekhov's gun robot.
Yeah. Did you guess straight away that the wrong version of themselves was in the room? Like when the Doctor came back into the room when Donna was putting the filing squares.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You knew straight away? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. I think that was very... Unless something was going weird with time, I think that was very heavily telegraphed.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that he put in these sort of... he built up rules around this. But then he started getting rid of those rules.
Yeah.
So suddenly their breath frosts up in the air. But then he gets rid of that very, very quickly.
Yes. I do love that is fantastic show don't tell storytelling. No one going, is it getting cold in here? No, just show the breath. It's visual medium. That's all you need to do. It's fantastic. and then also having the practical effects of the arms that are too long being real prosthetic arms for them that they're wearing. Like,
did you watch the featurette about
Yes,
that?
I did.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the fact that the arms, not just like animatronic arms, they're animatronic arms that are accurate scans of his own arm. That's just one level above, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Dr. Donna, creepy corridor with creepy versions of themselves.
I love their little cart that they get into. I got a Thunderbirds reference, which I was very happy with when they got in. No, didn't catch it.
Oh,
Not a
yeah,
Thunderbirds
Parker,
person?
yeah,
it's
the lady, yeah.
Thank you, Parker. And they get in and they drive down the little corridor in their little buggy.
Yeah, see, I was attending carefully to that bit. Yeah, so that's really good. I suppose we should address the elephant in the room, which is that people were expecting returning characters. We got
Yes,
nothing. It was, in fact, the opposite of returning characters. There was only 2 characters.
Yeah.
And then...
What did you think? Because I know you messaged me and said that you were the whole time.
That's the thing. Like, I think the internet, as wonderful as it is, had built up my expectations, and I was expecting like, I mean, even like last Raston Warrior reviews, we said, yay, if it's Paul McGann, we got nothing.
Yeah.
So I was expecting something. I was expecting the things that were taking their form to start taking forms of things from their memory or something.
Yeah, so did I. Thought that was probably going to happen as well.
But it was a beautifully done story. I know a lot of people were expecting, and I don't know why, I don't know where they got that from. A lot of people were expecting a adaptation of the 8th Doctor story, Scherzo, which is how it's pronounced, guys.
I saw that everywhere on the internet.
Yeah, so everyone was after, and look, it has a very similar vibe to it.
Yep.
But the thing is, Scherzo can only really be done in audio because the whole point of it is they're blind. They can't see anything.
Oh, right.
You're as blind as they are.
Yep.
And that's the beautiful part of that story. But yeah, it had some similar vibes, like creating this new creature out of nothingness. I thought, look, just top story. Just really top story.
Really good. So yeah, I was also on the lookout for, are we going to get some guest stars or anything? But I think I'm immune now to that, because although I do find it fun to speculate, when it really comes down to it, Marvel burnt me just one too many times with not producing any kind of actual payoff to their things in recent years. So it's just like, no, just go in not expecting anything and not be disappointed. And I wasn't, because I really enjoyed the ride we got with these two. And we got a lot of payoff for Timeless Child stuff too, like David Tennant carrying the emotional weight through to this regeneration. Having that moment in the corridor where he gets angry and he's alone and he bangs on the walls. And
this is another example of Russell T Davies showing how the 14th Doctor is different to the 10th Doctor. The 10th Doctor was constantly laugh things off or just go quiet,
run away,
not deal with anything. The whole point of him is him not dealing with his emotions, which is starkly clear now.
And he opened up to Donna, well, what he thought was Donna, and he let it all out and he said everything, and they got burnt by it. Like, it wasn't even her. Like, he let himself finally talk about something.
Look, there's very little you can say about it. It's just it was a wonderful emotional payoff.
I feel good for the fans of the Chibnall era who do love the Timeless Child thing. Regardless of what anyone thinks of it, there are people who out there who like it, and I am glad that they didn't get pushed under the rug and swept away and we don't look at it anymore. I'm glad they at least got some acknowledgement for themselves.
And I think that, well, to be fair, I think that's all we're ever going to get moving forward.
I feel like that could be it.
And zipping back just at the start, I think that's what Mavity is. I think that is. You think it's going to be a callback, it's going to come back, it's going to be a Mandela effect or something like that. I think it is Russell T Davies saying, sometimes you can make something and just let it have existed.
Yeah, I guess so.
And just let it go. I may be wrong, but one of these days we'll find out. So
there was a great gag, I just have to say, that I really loved, and that's when their doubles are coming towards them and they've got nowhere to go, and the wall turns and they're like, yeah, we're getting away, and it just 360s back around into the room. I just love that. Again, just slapstick.
Do we call that a reference to the Curse of Fatal Death?
Oh, maybe. I just think it's just continuing slapstick from like last episode where he took the box away and then he put it back
again,
and then this time the wall span and then it kept spinning.
And that was great, wasn't it? Because it seems like they're going to get away, and then it actually, again, it's all about subverting expectations
Yeah.
because then they slip away from each other.
Yes.
Yeah. So the captain was a horse.
She was a horse, yes.
She was a horse. Yep. And I love that the entire language on the ship is based on like a horse like pawing and like that it was in one of the back. Oh, sorry. I watched Doctor Who Unleashed.
Yep.
So
Yeah. And it was interesting that, they figured it out, what was going on, and they set up this really slow system to shut it down, which fantastic sci-fi. Again, if it thinks and it catches up to you and it knows what you're thinking, then it can stop you. But if you just take your time.
yeah.
Because here's the thing, that ship was, we found out, like 1 trillion years away from our universe.
Yeah.
So these things, even if they flew the ship, weren't getting to us for 1 trillion years, but they would still get there.
Yeah.
So, it's still it's still a problem.
I know a lot of people, like the criticisms that I've seen leveled at this story are unoriginality, which I don't think is
No,
fair.
I don't think so.
So a lot of people compared it to the film Event Horizon. Which if you've seen Event Horizon, you'll understand why. And
Don't go too far off topic with Event Horizon.
No,
We've
I
only got
won't.
a few minutes.
I know. And the other thing is Midnight. It has real Midnight vibes about this creature that doesn't understand and like copying and things like that. Yeah. Okay. So we're at 11 minutes. Something.
So I did like the idea that the Doctor was worried because he evoked superstition with the salt shaker at the end of the universe, and he was like, "Oh, I shouldn't have probably done that. That wasn't a good idea." And Donna's like, "Why?" And he's like, "I'm sure it's nothing. It's obviously going to be."
Oh yeah, that was the So in each episode of these, like there's a hook, and so the hook, that was the hook this episode.
Yeah.
The hook the last episode was the Meep saying, "Wait till I tell the boss about this."
Yep.
Yeah. So that's like you can see that hook a mile away, and you're just like, I'm gonna pull on, I'm gonna pull on that.
Yep.
So as
Wilf.
Yes, I was gonna say we're getting to Wilf. We finally get to see Bernard Cribbins as Wilf. God rest him.
Oh, incredible. So unfortunately, he was meant to do another scene or some more scenes, but he just didn't
He was
make
not
it.
well enough.
I just assume he didn't get to the studio. So they did the on location, and then he just didn't make it to the studio. TARDIS set.
Even in the like the scene he was in, acting in that, apparently for several months he'd already been in an assisted living situation.
Yeah.
So the fact that he managed to get up and do that is really quite impressive.
Yeah, and I just love the look on both their faces. Like, and
Yeah.
Bernard Cribbins hadn't lost it. He was Wilf in that scene. He still did all of the part where he like touched his mouth and reached out, like same
Amazing actor.
Yeah, exactly the same characteristics of when he played it last time. He still had it, and it was beautiful. It was I nearly was in tears. I didn't quite get there, but it was so sweet to see them reunited.
It was lovely. And the fact that it did fulfill like what Donna said, that if she was missing for a long time, Wilf would be the one waiting there for her to come back.
Yeah.
And then of course the story ends. The story ends with riots breaking out.
Explosions.
Yeah, explosions.
Chaos.
Great way to end a story. Yep.
So yeah, the world's already descending into chaos for this. So we're hitting the ground running literally next
episode. The Giggle.
Yes. So stop listening here if you haven't looked at any of the media coming out for this episode, but we know that we're going to get Neil Patrick Harris as the toy maker.
Yes.
We know that Mel is back.
Going to be in it. Yeah.
So that, of all the people to return for the 60th, Mel wasn't the one, we've known for a while she's coming.
She's not just coming for the 60th. She's going to be next season with Shooty.
Yeah.
So she's a recurring character. And seeing as from the shots that we're seeing, it looks like she's within Unit. So it looks like she's working for Unit now.
Which is really awesome.
Yeah, really, really cool. And of course, we get to see the gorgeous Gemma Redgrave back.
Yes?
Yep.
You're just excited about that?
Yes. Kate Stewart, amazing. I look forward to it. And of course, look, we can be sure that Ruth Madeley will be back because she works for Unit.
It's been a real fun trilogy of specials because the first one was like companion heavy focused with family and just a fun weekly villain kind of thing. The second one is secluded sci-fi horror with just the two of them. And then the third one looks like it's going to be a big cast, big return of a villain, guest star galore sort of episode.
Yep.
So the 3 specials, 3 different takes on Doctor Who that really showcase what the show is.
Exactly. It is a time capsule of each periods of Doctor Who that they're showing there. And I mean, look, even The Wild Blue Yonder is the middle special. It's the creepy one in the middle of the series.
Yeah.
Like it is. It's Blink. It's Listen. It's dozens of these stories, you know. It's the creepy weird one. Okay, that's it. That's our review. That's what we got. Okay, looking into next week, I'm going to make a tiny prediction, and I reckon we will get some more returning actors. I reckon we might possibly get some doctors.
Yep.
With the regeneration scene, I reckon maybe we'll go back to the Edge, where the 13th Doctor met the other Doctors. I think something like that might happen.
Okay.
God knows. Although possibly, and we still don't quite know where Shooty regenerates because they, you know, now they've shown him in the TARDIS, whether they were hiding the TARDIS or whether they're hiding something else. But I think there is more that we do not know that is coming up.
I'm going to make the bold prediction of Neil Patrick Harris, small musical number.
Oh, yeah, no, easy. Like, yeah, easy. Absolutely easy. I'm really looking forward to his performance. Okay, wonderful. That is it. That's all of it. We'll be back next week with another Raston Warrior review.